Chat Show. Thank you for joining us. Now, as you know, we have been focused on a season of No Ordinary Men, and today is no exception. We have a fantastic guest lined up for you. But before we get onto our guest, I just want to introduce our guest co-host to you. I'm Janelle Rayburn, by the way, and our guest co-host is Coach Carla.
Hello.
Hi, it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be doing the show with you today. Looking forward to meeting our guests.
Yes.
And yeah, so what have you been up to Janelle?
Oh gosh, lots. I was away as well. I've been back. I travelled, and you know, you come back, you get a bit of the holiday blues, and you know, the winter's taken over as well. So
I know.
You try and get back into the swing of things, but I've been busy. Lots going on, lots of events, lots happening. Yeah, so I'm excited now to continue the season.
Great season it's going to be.
Yeah, that's
Great
right.
season.
Can I just say I love your colour?
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I said to myself, this year, 2019, I need to sort of dump the dark colours and come into some light. Hence the reason I thought, you know, let's put on a burnt orange blazer
Well, it's
today.
working
Thank
for
you.
And I'm just going to say, I'm in the dark colours, but I have been styled today by Bella West Boutique in Brixton, 5th Avenue. So big up Bella West Boutique. Guys, go and check out. They've got loads of designs down there, you know, some great creations. So go and check it out.
And I love your signature piece.
Thank you.
Just love her signature piece.
I'm going to tell you about this, actually. This was from my travels in Jamaica, and it was from a really spiritual, inspirational guy. He's a Ugandan guy, but he's been living in Jamaica for probably about 30 years. And I went to a craft fair, and I saw him, and he just said to me, he came up to me and he said, this piece is for you.
Absolutely.
And as soon as he put it on, that was it. I just had to buy it. So
I love it, Janelle.
that's
She's
the piece.
popping. You are.
Thank you.
Tell us, who have we got on the sofa today?
Well, we've got, in fact, it's someone I've known for a very long time, since my teens, actually, early teens. He is a guy doing great things within the community. He's the founder and managing director of Access UK. His name is Nana Agyeman. And Access UK is actually a charitable organisation founded in 2014, and it seeks to act as the voice for youth who are currently unemployed in the UK, and particularly those from a black and minority ethnic background. Access UK's main objective is to help reduce black and minority ethnic youth unemployment, obviously provide employment and training solutions for youth offenders, and implement anti-gang initiatives within the community. Now, Nana's well experienced in kind of, you know, helping young people. His experience actually in the welfare to work industry spans more than 15 years. And he's worked as a youth worker, a mentor, and a manager and senior employment consultant for a number of prominent welfare to work providers and youth services in the UK. So, you know, he's well experienced.
Absolutely. So naturally, Nana is extremely passionate about uplifting and empowering the youth, and is committed to dedicating his remaining years of his professional life to provide incredible solutions to counter youth offending, gang involvement, and high unemployment rates amongst black and minority ethnic groups. So Nana, wow, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's a solid introduction.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
I say so myself.
You got to be able to take credit for what you know that you can do and you've been achieving. So, you know, it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Yeah. So
tell us about you, first of all, and then how that led you to start Access UK.
The inspiration for Access came about 2011, after the riots. So the person that was killed...
There's the London riots, right?
The London riots, yeah, the London riots. Some people call it uprisings or whatever else, but that's for another show. But anyway, the London riots. So the person that was actually killed, Mark, was in my immediate circles in terms of, you know, my friends, because a lot of my friends are from Tottenham, from school. So obviously, it's something that was, you know, I knew a lot about in terms of the background to it and so forth. So at the time, I was working for a leading welfare to work provider, and somebody called me and said, "Look, we want you to do some research on the causes of the riots." Done my research, found out there's pockets in Tottenham and Haringey that are like in the top 10% poorest in the UK.
In the UK?
In the
Wow.
UK, not just
Yeah.
in England, the entire UK.
Wow.
And these wards, our people are overrepresented in these wards. So places like Northumberland Park,
Yeah.
Bullwater Farm,
Right.
Yeah.
Seven Sisters,
Yes.
all these hotspots. So really entrenched poverty and unemployment. So when I broke down the data, I realised that worked for a private company that was supposedly structured to help these people,
Yeah.
it was not fit for purpose.
Yes. Yes.
So the idea to set up Access came from that. I realised that there was real gaps in the service that I delivered mainstream that had to be filled. So the business concept came from that kind of the findings. And then obviously being that I'm very passionate about that kind of stuff anyway. Prior to that, worked as youth work, as you said. A lot of the time was voluntarily when I was in college. So it's just a real passion to make a difference. So I just merged the two things together, and then Access was born from off the back of that.
So can I ask you, what is Access Use Case? What's your mission and what services do you offer?
So Access stands for African Caribbean Careers and Employment Support Services.
Okay.
So as the name implies, it was structured specifically to deal with barriers that our young people face.
Right.
Because the reason why they're not, I mean, at the time I started Access, if you were between 18 and 24 and black, there's 1 in 2 chance you're unemployed. That's like 50% unemployed.
50%.
Yeah,
Wow.
50%.
That's big.
50%. And I think it's still the same now.
Yes.
Black youth unemployment is double that of white youths to this day. And graduates, if you're a black graduate, you assume that you get on better, but actually they're twice likely or more to be unemployed too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were set up to basically plug that gap,
yes.
to help that young black person, whether they were a graduate, someone with no qualification, with convictions, to circumvent the stuff that we know are there, and to help to get better outcomes for young black people. So that's essentially it. So it's a career service,
Right.
end to end. We do everything that everybody else does, except that we have these bespoke, tailored solutions for young people, young black people.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, just touching on that, how is a young black person referred to you? How do they get to you?
So we've had various contracts.
Yes.
We're a charity, but effectively we work as a social enterprise because of our mission. We knew we were going to get a set load of money, people throwing money at us to go and help a bunch of young black kids. So the model that we came with to find out conundrum, to deal with that was a social enterprise model.
Right.
So we deliver services, whether it be for government, private organisations, you name it, in exchange for obviously for revenue.
Yes.
But you know what I really like about Access
Yes.
as well is that obviously it's providing these services, right? Well-needed services from the research that you've done. You've identified there are massive issues and you've responded to that. But in doing so, where those barriers exist, you are literally calling those people out. Because you're standing up and you're saying, you know what? These barriers are real. They exist. We're here to do something about it.
Yeah.
But we're going to show you
Absolutely.
where you are the ones creating those barriers.
And what we've done this deliberately. We used their own data.
Right.
Remember, a lot of times when you talk about this, they say you've got a chip on your shoulder, or it's imaginary. So we said, cool, because we anticipated that. We use all their data, which all the people might not be aware of.
Yeah.
They say, look, this is what you're saying. We're not saying this. You're saying this. You're saying there's huge unemployment and incarceration rates and so forth and so forth. But you've got no solutions.
Yes.
Because all the mainstream services are generic in terms of how the solutions. They'll be bespoke. If I walk into a job centre as a young black person and I say to an advisor, you know what, Nana over there told me that, I'm twice more likely to be unemployed. They look at you like you're insane.
Yeah.
But if you go there with their own data, say, well, this is what your data says,
They can't
it
deny
changes
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we got our first contracts in terms of government contracts based on their own data,
Right.
their own findings, because we knew that we'll get that challenge from people who are not in the know.
And you can't refute
Absolutely.
your own data, can you? You can't
Absolutely.
deny it.
No.
Based on their own data. So we and there's so much. I mean, recently there was a race disparity audit,
Yes.
which again says the same thing.
Yeah.
There was a Lamy review, which is more about the criminal justice system,
Yes.
saying bias and discrimination and so forth. So
Yeah. But you know what? Even when you enter into employment, for anybody who is, black or from a minority background and has been employed in the corporate world, once you're in there, it's not like you get in and it's plain sailing.
No.
Those barriers
that's the least
still
you can do.
exist,
right?
Yeah, they still exist, don't they?
Absolutely.
Once you're in there.
I mean, the corporates, they have been engaged in a program to recruit more young black people into the corporates. But like you just said, once they get in, they see how, you know, they see that kind of an environment where they're the odd one out, or you know, they clearly stand out from the crowd.
Well, they can only
leave.
reach so high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those that stay.
Yes.
And then, like you said, there's this saw that glass ceiling.
Absolutely.
So
but it's not just the glass ceiling, because that definitely exists, and we've known about that, and you know, it's an age-old kind of problem.
Yeah.
But it's also the subtle, what some have termed as microaggressions that you suffer day in, day out, and you cannot go into these environments and be your authentic, true black self.
100%.
And that creates serious issues. 100%. You know, you feel like you've got to conform to their way.
100%.
You know, you can't, it's not outward, you know, out and out overt racism, like somebody's calling you a black this or a black that. No, it's not
covert.
that.
Yeah, it's very
covert.
Yeah.
But it's these subtle things that you know is going on, but to actually try and articulate it and put it into
100%.
words is so difficult. You know,
and you sometimes feel like you're fighting a losing battle. That's right. In these organisations.
Part of our work is also to help that process.
Yes.
So we don't just say, you know what, here, go and work for PwC or KPMG. See you later. We've been paid, off you go. It's a continuous relationship.
Brilliant.
So it's that in-work support, help them, knowing that like, they're going to face these barriers.
Yes.
And we also liaise with employers to tell them, listen, these are barriers they're going to face, so how can we work together to make sure it's, you know, it's sustainable. So,
And what I'll say, Nana, what success stories have you had in that area where you've worked closely with employers and you've been able to place a young person? How have you worked well with an employer? Give me a good,
We've got quite a few. Quite a few. I mean, the one that sticks out to my mind was a young man who's on our website. Actually, he's called Corey. So he graduated in media studies and camera work and so forth. And he came into the office. We had a chat, and literally a week before, I met someone from London Live.
Right.
So I connected them up.
Fantastic.
And within a few weeks, we were working for London Live.
Wow.
It was that quick. He'd been unemployed for like over a year.
Right. Yeah.
But it just shows you how quickly.
Yeah,
it's all about the network.
Yes.
So we connected the two dots.
Yes. And how is he in the organisation? Do you check up and do you progress?
The funny thing is, I've done an interview at London Live, and the person had forgotten that it was me that introduced.
Right.
But he's moved on. He set up his own company, but he worked for them for about a year.
Okay.
And they would say, "Oh yeah, he was brilliant." You know, it was, had really, really good reviews from it. It was, So these are the kind of.
Because you touched on something that's really important, which is about the network. And unfortunately, because of how history has played out and where we've ended up, we don't benefit from the networks that say your average, white, middle class,
100%.
you know, young person would benefit from. So daddy will know X, Y, and Z and say,
110%.
you know, my son needs work experience, or you know, my son's giving me a bit of trouble. Is there something? Can you find?
He
something
needs a job, and they create one. One is created.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, that's another thing we teach, especially to the graduates, that when you're an undergraduate, make sure you set up your network.
Yes. Right.
So you know, a lot of our people say, that's like begging a friend or whatever nonsense you want to call it. No, it's not. It's networking.
Absolutely.
You know, my mum always used to tell me. What she used to have a saying, but she's saying in an African kind of way. She'd say, show me your friends, I'll tell you your character.
Yeah.
In other words, you are the company you keep.
Yes.
And when she used to tell me that at the age of whatever, 16, 17, I was just thinking like whatever. But when I got older, I knew exactly what she meant. Even now, that's what I live by. I don't have random friends.
No. Yes.
If I've got a friend, there's reason why that person's my friend.
Absolutely.
And it's not to, it's not to sound cynical and a bit ruthless as it were, but if you have no purpose, if you're not adding value to my life, then what's
you're not enriching.
No. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Don't have friends for the sake of it. So
that's right.
It's about the added value.
So we teach.
And it works both ways, doesn't it?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
It definitely works both ways.
Yeah.
So can I just ask you, what challenges has Access UK had along the way? What kind of challenges have you had?
Well, you know what? When we first started, we're completely self-funded. Like, we tried to look down the funding route, commissioning route, and we struggled. So I ended up actually selling one of my properties to invest into the organisation. So the first year of operation was all my money.
Right.
And the second year, through the work we've done, we were commissioned by the government and various other agencies. So we then started making some money back from the investment. But initially, yeah, it was a struggle.
But it just goes to show how far your passion went, because
100%.
you sold your property in order to make your business what it is today. So hats off to you.
And not only that, you've got to, you know, I think we've said on this show before, in order for other people to invest in you, you've got to invest in yourself, in what you're doing and believe in that. If you can't make that step,
then no one else will.
Other people to.
And I believed in it as well, so I knew it would work.
Yeah, and now, you know, obviously there were initial hurdles, etc. But now I know that with everything that's going on, people are knocking on your door because they haven't got the solution.
No,
These establishments, they have not got the solution. They haven't got a clue, in fact, sorry to say, but they don't.
And the thing what makes me laugh is that when you come across these commissioners who invariably not from our community, they can't even, because they don't believe in you as a black person, they can't believe you have the solution.
That's right.
But this is why it's beautiful, because when we've delivered 2 highly successful government contracts. You understand? It's not me just, you know, chants and rhetoric. It's facts, so they can verify these this data that we've done this and done that from the government. So you can't get no more better endorsement than that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's it.
And I know. A lot of the time, Nana, you are the only one around the table. But that's part of your mission. You're like, I have to be around that table. You're making your business to be around that table.
100%.
Yeah.
I know, knowledge is power.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you go. You know, recently I was on a panel that interviewed a lady who, well, 4 candidates for the violent reduction unit director. That's the person that's going to be heading the London, the mayor's department to stop youth violence. Right. And, you know, when I asked her certain questions, she couldn't answer the question. She was struggling. You know, particular questions that I know they talk about in behind closed doors, but they didn't, and I wanted to put it to her. So one of the questions I said to her was like, look, you guys say that 78% of young gang members in London are black. Yeah? So, and you got Trident that deals with so-called black on black crime. So where's the black on black solutions?
Right.
You're quick to lock up the youths, but not quick to find them the same solution. And what are you going to do to address that so-called 78% figure, which we know is nonsense?
Yes.
But let's just assume it's correct. What are you going to do to deal with that thing? If you square a minute, you couldn't answer the question. Yeah, because it's a question that none of them could answer. All 4 candidates. But this is a person that's going to be in charge of the violent reduction unit. You see my point? You see where the issue is?
Absolutely.
So
but you know what? We have someone like yourself, and there are other organisations out there who will be holding that person accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's about accountability, you know. Before that, there was kind of a void in accountability, because there wasn't anybody kind of putting those difficult questions.
And I also think, Jay, we were very sort of very complacent, and we didn't want to speak up, or we didn't know how to speak up, or even try and hold somebody accountable. But because we have a voice, and I think social media has really helped and given people a platform, and there is unity out there, and I just think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. Another question: how can we actually help our youth? What's going on? What's missing with our youth? Because in my day job, I work with 16-plus-year-old students in a college, and where are we going wrong, Nana? Where are we going wrong as a community?
You know, the reason why there's a lot of apathy out there when it comes to this issue is because it's not a singular reason for it. It's like a multitude of reasons. So if someone comes into my office, for example, I need to deal with them. Yes, they're black, but I need to deal with them as an individual.
Absolutely.
Everybody has their story to tell. You could have 10 gang members, and they all got the individual story, how they got to be in that situation. So the first thing is making sure that we treat our people as people. Make sure our services are tailored. Yes. Very bespoke. Yeah. And that's how you get better results. Yeah. What the mainstream does is a bunch them all in. Yeah. As put them all in the same same bracket as it
And
were.
that's not the case,
And
is
that's
it?
the reason why. But
Yes.
in terms of me personally, I think one of the key reasons for what's happening out there is it's an identity crisis.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an identity crisis because who you are and your identity is the basis for everything. In other words, how you think. So if your thinking is off, then you're going to produce, you know, negative. There can be a negative outcome, right? That's why in our program we work with people, historians and psychologists and so
Brilliant.
forth. And mainstream doesn't even know what that's all about. Therefore, what's psychology got to do with dealing with young, you know, people that are engaged in certain behaviours? It's got everything to do with that.
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
if a young person comes into my office and they're on the road and they're very successful on the road, and I say, you know, young man, I can get you a job in sports director, you know, across the road for £10 an hour. He's going to look at me like I'm insane.
Yes.
Because he's weighing up the pros and cons.
Yeah.
He's not looking at the fact that he could get stabbed, shot, or killed, or go to prison.
Yeah, the
He's looking like,
risks.
I'm making X amount of money an hour, and you're telling me to go and work as sports director. So that tells you it's a mindset challenge.
Absolutely.
You have to get the mindset correct first, show them different pathways that they can take. Because when you tell a young person, I can get you a job can get you X amount of money a week, and they actually think think about it, for, you know what? Actually, that might be something for me to consider. Because conversely, not all of them are making money. In fact, I would say majority of them are not making no money. Majority of them, by the time they drop their money back and get bits and pieces back, and they do the maths, actually, you're earning just over and above minimum wage.
Absolutely.
Really, realistically.
Yeah.
And if you calculate the hours you're putting in to make that money, it doesn't add up. So when you start talking to them like that, in real terms that they understand, they can relate to, that's when you can bring in the solutions.
Absolutely.
The training, the education, the jobs, the ring fence opportunities that we've got, which they're not privy to, or they wouldn't get in the job centre. So that's how we work with them.
You start with the mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, there's lots of people that are involved in our programs that have been on the road, that are successful people now. So it's people that they can relate to. I can bring in all the local people that they know that were active on the streets to come and say, look, young man, this is how you do it. Look at me running my business down the road, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So that's a reflection of somebody they know has been in the field, has made a transition, and is now giving something back. So we bring a lot of these mentors into our programs to talk to young people.
That's brilliant.
It is. It's very refreshing.
It is, right? I mean, talking about identity, I want to bring it on to a point that's kind of buzzing around and affecting us all. So I say, are part of the, up until this point, have been part of the European Union, but we got this Brexit thing looming.
Every day, every hour, every second, every minute. Yeah.
And somehow May is still standing, but anyway, that's another show. But yeah, we got this Brexit thing looming, and that's going to have an impact on our
young people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
In your view, what kind of impact will that have, and what can?
Well, have you heard the term Blackzit?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you've heard the term Blackzit?
No.
Oh, see, you learned something new every day.
Absolutely. Educate me.
So Blackzit, as the name implies, is black with the mixed up together.
Yeah.
So what that's basically saying is that we need to have our own plan, right? Because it's called a European Union for a reason.
Yes.
The clues in the first word, European.
Absolutely.
Right? But invariably, there's collateral damage. So whatever affects them will eventually affect us.
Yeah.
Because we're at the bottom of that socio-economic ladder, we're going to feel it immediately.
Yes.
Yeah? Straight away. So the plan is, how can we collectively find our solution to get out of it? Whether it be, because remember, this Brexit will open up opportunities for us.
Yeah.
Especially in the Caribbean, Africa, and so forth, because they're going to be trying to fight. In fact, that's why Theresa May went on a tour, dancing like a robot in Kenya and wherever else.
I've heard it's called the Maybot, by the way.
Yeah, Maybot, whatever she's trying to do. Like the Peter Crouch dance. But yeah, essentially, what they didn't know was looming. So they're trying to find new allies and new ways to actually make their money back in terms of what they're going to lose. Resources, 100%. The Chinese are in Africa in abundance. The Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
Asians are there. So they've realised that they see where the train is heading to. So they're trying to jump on the bandwagon. So we can capitalise on that if we're smart.
Yeah.
In terms of having that unity within the AU, African Union, the Caribbean, and making sure that we're singing from the same hymn sheet,
right.
and we can negotiate deals that are going to be mutually beneficial, not just one-way traffic. So that's what, for me, that's what we need to focus on. What are the opportunities that are going to come out
From
of
this.
Brexit, from the fallout of them breaking up, severing their relationship with their cousins? So.
So in relation to that then, that requires some change. And the change is happening, but there's more change to come. That requires some change within our communities, right?
100%.
So what are the changes that you see are necessary in order to facilitate a successful Brexit, for example?
Well, people talk about unity all the time, unity. We know that's the thing. So we've got people like, you know, my brother from another mother, Dean Okay, from the Solutions Room. So he's obviously doing the First Day Club events once a month, where he gathers, you know, the best and the brightest in one room, and we talk about these things. How can we do it instead of sitting in WhatsApp groups from morning to night complaining about the system and the man? Actually, what he's trying to do is put something practical in place, a plan of action. Because we talk a lot, we don't do a lot. So people like Dean. You know, there's other individuals in the community are taking that on board and pushing that agenda forward.
And actually doing
it. So they're talking.
We like that, don't we? Yeah.
So big up to Dean, Solutions Room.
Yeah.
And
we'll actually be talking to him very soon.
Okay.
But you're right. It's less. Talk is important, but talk is also cheap, and it's like less talking now. We've talked a lot. Let's get on and do. Let's have a plan of action. What and everybody needs to hold their own self to account. What are you going to do? Because a lot of the time they're saying, oh, so-and-so should be doing this, or so-and-so should be doing that, or the government isn't doing this, or this one isn't doing that. Hold on a minute. Oh, whoa. Back up. What are you doing?
And it starts locally. It starts with us, and then it ripples out. And I think that people mimic people's behaviour.
Absolutely.
So if people see you doing, they're automatically going to want to do, either get involved or not, but it's about the doing. Absolutely.
So in terms of that, and talking about doing, I know that Access, there's a number of things that you guys do. Are there any events coming up that Access are involved in, or any kind of key things that Access will be doing coming up that you'd like to point out to people going forward?
There's loads of things that are coming up this year through my colleagues and my network. We've got the Road CEO project coming up very soon, which is again in collaboration with Mr. Dean Okay, and basically looking at how we can help our young people make the transition from the road into the boardroom, into legitimate business. So again, it's bringing on board people that have made that transition. They'll be their mentors and give them guidance through. We've also got a platform whereby it's a digital platform, where we're going to help send our young people into that digital world. So at the moment we're putting together a few bids to start it in Tottenham, Haringey. We'll hopefully replicate it across London. We were also successful in winning the Mayor's Youth Fund.
Brilliant.
One of the few organisations to actually get the pot.
Excellent.
So we've got a 3-year contract to support young people again in gangs and.
Oh, Nana, that's amazing.
That is, isn't it? But just on that, I know that also there's been some funding to put on a Windrush programme, and you're looking for some ideas.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I think the deadline's tomorrow, actually. Yes, tomorrow. But we'll get it sorted out.
Yeah.
Brilliant. For ideas, because again, it's you see, they are reaching out, to appease. As the community for what the wrongs they've done. So I think it's important that we do put things in place and celebrate that. Our contributions to this country, which has been for thousands of years. This is another thing that people don't realise. It's not just Windrush era. We've been in this part of the world for thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
And people are not aware of that. And it was through our sweat, blood, and tears that actually built all this. Because that's what I've always told people at the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade. I know Donald Trump used that S word, it said it's an S-hole.
Yes.
This part of the world was an S-hole. Straight up. That's the reason why they went to Africa, they went to around the world trying to get the resources
Squalor in the
to bring it back.
So
we built this. So we've got rights.
We've got
and and that's You know, when they tell you to, you know, to go back to your own country,
It's right here.
it's right there.
Yeah.
You built this. You know?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blood, yeah, so
That's right.
Nana, we could actually sit here all afternoon and talk to you. It's been so refreshing. Can I just ask, how can our viewers connect with you? What are your social media handles?
So,
how can we find you?
I've left it over there. But, you know, usual www.accessuk.org. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got a YouTube page. Got about 19, 20 odd videos in there, testimonies, videos, you know, celebrities and so forth. So go check us out. I don't know the handles off by heart, but yeah, we're on there. www.accessuk.org.
And I just want to remind people that you are a social enterprise and you are a charitable organisation, and therefore you need funding and you need support. So I'm just appealing to people out there watching this. You know, we've got organisations like Access UK, like Nana and others who are doing great things. Please put your hand in your pocket.
Support.
You know, stop complaining and do something. Even if you're doing something is supporting, please donate. And they can donate through the same platform,
Absolutely,
right?
through the same platform. There's about 4 or 5 different ways you can donate. So yeah, support, because we talk about, you know, even if it's a pound or something, it's a numbers. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
People, you know, there's people always complain about, you know, they don't trust this one, they don't trust that one. But they won't buy eyelid to give a pound to Oxfam or, you know, cancer research, whoever. But then you also complain about what's happening with the youth, but you're not willing to make any contribution for the solution.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, this
Put
this
your
opportunity.
put your money where your mouth
Absolutely.
is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So-
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, this is the No Ordinary Woman chat show. And so what I would like to know from you is what female role model has inspired you and to get to where you are today?
I know it's a bit cliche, but my mum.
Oh.
Has to be my mum. You know, like I said, she's a superwoman. So bringing up two young boys by herself after leaving Ghana, because like I said, I was living in Ghana with my nan, and then she passed away. She brought us over here, but single-handedly. You know, we find it very tough. You know, as a single, you know, she found it very tough, I should say. So, and then. But yeah, she gave me all the knowledge, everything I needed to be the person I am today.
Brilliant.
You know what I mean, guys, I speak to her almost every day. Almost every day.
And we love a man that loves his mother,
Absolutely,
don't we?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's solid, so she gives me good advice, and I wish I listened to some of the stuff she used to tell me when I was younger, you know, but
sometimes it takes you know, evolution for those
Absolutely.
words to ring true.
Absolutely, but yes, that's yes, it's
And
definitely my mother.
resonate, right?
Yeah,
Well, clearly
100%.
mum never raised no fool.
She never. She never. So keep on keeping on, Nana.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. No
Thank
problem.
you
Thanks for
so
having me.
much.
Yeah.
No, thank
Our
you so much for
pleasure.
coming
Thank
on.
you, thank
We
you.
salute you for all that you're doing with
Thank
Access
you,
UK,
thank you.
and you know, just continue to fight the good cause.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'll welcome you back
Back.
in the future to
Yeah.
see how things are going.
110%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anytime. Anytime.
Okay, well, we are going to have to wrap up now. So thank you guys very much for watching. This is the No Ordinary Woman chat show, and we have had another extraordinary man on our show today doing some great things. So please, guys, continue to support us. Watch, like, share, subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube channel. And until next time, you guys keep inspiring, and we hopefully will keep inspiring you. So people, take care.
Take care.
We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Woman, you are the key. It's only natural. Woman, you are the start. You are the beginning, and that is a problem.